Hey Red, I ain't got no more. These goats. See, this one, she don't mind. I just dumped a little bit of this grain out. I do it every few days while they're mothering and stuff, nursing. This one don't care. She just wants, they're just real greedy and possessive over food, so she don't even want to try to fight any of them for it. So she just comes over here and gets her all the alfalfa she wants. These little kids, they're eating alfalfa. They're 3 weeks old, almost a month, or about a month old. And yeah, these two bucklings eating alfalfa. You see the moms are over here. You might think I dumped some over here, but they're over here looking for scraps. I dump it over here just to keep them kind of separated, so they can search for it a little bit. I just throw it over in the grass and stuff just to give them something to do. I just noticed her buckling is this big red one. She had twins, but like that other one killed it. You can see, well, I just noticed from the back, her one side's a little lower volume-wise. I'm sure the buckling probably tends to use that one more often. It'll fill up. The rest of them all got twins, so they're pretty evened out. That one over there doing. Yeah, so they're all, that one's just trying to get out. They're all underneath my truck. I got a whole perimeter fence around the whole property, so I'm not too worried about the kids. They'll start jumping all over the vehicles and stuff, so I don't care about this truck, but eventually they won't be able to squeeze through here. A couple of them already. This one could. She's just not. But they're starting to venture out a whole lot more. They'll do their morning thing and then they'll go take their naps. Month old, they're all eating alfalfa. A little bit of grass that I do have growing in the back. The fresh stuff that's growing. Just got a little bit of rain finally. 2 days is probably barely any, but enough to get the ground wet, I guess. Oh, that's full. And yeah, this one's still over here. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Sometimes you gotta just check them. Number 96. Let's see who that belongs to. I get out here sometimes and watch them, see what they do. She don't look too hot to me, but she might just be waiting for her friends over there. She got enough in her to run from me probably, but she'll probably fine. Yeah, she's probably fine. She just caught her. She's probably fine. She don't seem cold or nothing. She just doesn't seem as perky as the rest, so I'm just gonna give her a little vitamins. Her eyes look okay, so kids, their eyes are harder to check. I'm in the shop, so I got this thing here. I'll mix my little potion here. I'll mix a little bit of some Power Punch, a little bit of red cell, don't think I have any B12 left, but we'll try to get some out of that. And then I'll just give her a shot of selenium in her mouth. And then I got a little syringe I'll do. Trying to see if hopefully this GoPro works, but anyways, trying to do this one-handed. Got my little potion mixed up, and just do a little bit of it. I'll try to get her to swallow it. Still a little stressed right now because I've been trying to do all this with one arm and holding her and balancing. She's squirming. Just use the rest of whatever's in here, and then I'll wash that out. Give her a minute to swallow it. All right, good. Now, of course, the GoPro died. You can have that thing fully charged. It'll still die. It'll drain the battery when it's not charging. So there's a little hint. If you get a GoPro, make sure they're charged, because I had that thing sitting on the counter in the GoPro for a few days, but it was fully charged and it's dead. So I missed that. The last part I put selenium, gave her some selenium. It's only like 2 milliliters or milligrams. There's a little thing on there, you can set it. Adults are 4. Whoa. Yeah, she got it. A little messy, but we'll set her down here. I think that's her sister. No, that's not hers. We'll set her down and see what happens. Boy, when you're holding them for a long period of time, they feel heavy. I mean, let's get her over here. Her mom's gonna be one of the triplet moms. And see if she perks up a little. And for that the other stuff I use, I don't even measure it. I just pour a little bit of each in it and I mix it all up. Fit it in a syringe, or that one held 2. Just giving a little boost, a little energy. For the bigger ones, if I ever think that they're not feeling well, I'll just give them a bigger. I got a drencher that I'll use, but I don't usually have to do that too often. Red cells, I mean, it's labeled like for horses, but B12, it's like a pink liquid. It's like thick. And then Power Punch is just a mix of a bunch of stuff. But it usually don't like happen right away, but usually it perks them up a little bit. A goat behind me on the wall. I can't record. It's just crazy. That one right there, that little doeling, she could be malnourished, like skin and bones, and like not the best looking like when it comes to the conformity of a goat. but because of her markings, she would probably sell faster than the rest, than the beefiest, best looking goat. She would probably sell first just because of her markings, because of the flashiness of it. They all taste the same. I have a guy that wants to, well, I have a bunch of people that don't want to buy goats, but one wants to buy just for meat goats, so he wants to breed them for growing. Well, he said grow them and sell them, breed them for meat purposes, but at the same time he wants that one. So he hasn't even had a chance to see her grow out. She might not even grow, you know, as well as the rest. But I understand people want to add color to their flock. But if it's only for meat, then what's the purpose? I don't know. To me, this is the best looking for meat purposes. This red buckling so far. He wasn't the biggest one that was born. He was still 8 pounds and something, but he's probably gonna be the heaviest one right now. I should be weighing them right now. I'll figure out when he was born. He was one of the last ones born, and then I'll weigh them all. Well, I'll try on that day, just to get an idea of the average daily gain. People that want to add to their breeding program, they want to know certain numbers like that, like how much are they gaining per day, because they want something fast. These ones should be real interesting, just because there's a mix. There's 4 crosses, and not saying his sire's a boar, but it's looking that way. We'll see. Check on her a little bit later. She's still standing there. Look at this guy. This buckling right here looks pretty big too. He's in there with the big goats eating. Getting some sun. She's not a big one, but I really like this one. See if he'll do it. He'll do it like the other one did, huh? Huh? You like the bill too? Huh? Oh, she's eating. She's eating alfalfa, so that's good. I think she'll be fine. Sometimes you just have to know your animals. You got to get out and check them, and you start learning their little behaviors. And that kind of part of what animal husbandry is. I don't know what the definition is exactly, but observing them, being out with them, you'll learn their little tendencies. And I know in my experience that goats, especially the little goats, they're most active in the early morning here anyways. That's when they're running around, jumping, acting crazy. So when they're not acting crazy, kind of a red flag. But I gotta go take care of some other stuff. I'll check on her again in an hour or so. Quail have taken a back seat for the project. I haven't finished the feeders, so these are working for now. They are not laying eggs yet. I don't know how old they are. I gotta check. They're born Thanksgiving, or hatched, I should say. Water's good, food's good. I actually filled their feeders around midnight last night. I got nothing down here. I had this one set up for like a quarantine cage because this one had a bum leg or couldn't put any weight on it. And it is now getting around pretty well. Still got a limp, but it's getting around pretty good. This one had a bloody head. Got picked on by another one, or could be that I miscalculated and put two roosters in the same one. I'm not sure. Could have. It's possible. Vent sexing these are kind of hit and miss when they're young. So I've noticed. They're doing good. Water's full. We only got 2 in here. Water don't go. But here's the stuff I use, guys. I'm out. This syringe actually fell in there. If you have like a little mixing bowl, which it's not the best, but I didn't have anything handy, so I just took a Pepsi bottle I found and I cut it, rinsed it out, wiped it out, and I'll just go rinse this out and I'll reuse it. I'll clean these syringes out and reuse those too. So this is the B12 I use. They sell this at Tractor Supply. It says Rooster Booster though. Power Punch. See this? I think I got this at Tractor Supply. Could have got it at Valley Vet, not sure. But you can see, support normal energy levels, appetite. So whenever you're handling animals, there's actually a, calculation to it, but there you have the ingredients. There's no copper in there, so you could probably use it for sheep as well. And then this red cell for horses. But it does something to their blood cells, I think. I guess especially if you got worms in an animal, I guess, if it were to drain the whatever blood cell count, is it red or white? I can't remember, but this will assist. Hopefully you catch it early enough, we don't have to worry about that. Kiko goats, I've been lucky with worms. I don't mess around with worms really. Except for that boar buck. And here's the selenium gel. It's not a big tube, but you only need, this is where my GoPro cut out, is you just turn this up to your desired, there it is. See, I'm at 2. I would just take this to 4, and that's what I would use for kids. You go all the way to the back, squeeze it, and I just kind of lightly scrape it, and it's like an orange color. And adults, 4 grams, so you double that amount for adults. So anytime I see a goat stressed or something, I see the color of it, it's just a paste. Don't know if there's flavor to it or not. But anytime you're handling goats, transporting goats, maybe any livestock, it's a stressful situation for them. They're a prey animal, no matter if they know you or not, unless you handle them daily. If it's something that's disrupts their daily, sorry, up the nose stuff. If it's something that disrupts their daily routine or regimen, you might want to give them a little bit of supplement, a little bit of vitamin, a little bit of B12. If you transport goats, depending on what, let's say, I realized this, I transported 19 hours one way and some new goats. Found out later, probably, that's a stressful situation. And they're going from one climate, it's like changing climate zones and everything. Give them like their CDT shot and all that, and all their vitamins and stuff you can. So it's just such a big stressor for them. You're gonna help them out, give them a little boost, let them settle in. Probably just leave them alone. Just keep an eye on them, but just leave them alone for a while, let them settle in, let them get used to where they're at, new surroundings. But you know, check your animals. They got to be out there. Nice to know your animals or have somebody check on them for you. Obviously, nobody's gonna know them better than you, but they're all just a little bit different. And it could be something as simple as a goat looking sick when, you know, I had one goat the other day that didn't look too well, but she was just in heat, and some of them act a little weird. Some are super aggressive when they're in heat. They'll want to mount each other. They'll want to mount another one, like a doe will want to mount another doe. They'll push them around, try to fight everybody. And I've had them where they look sick and they just hang around the buck pen. That's a sign right there. Tail down. Sometimes it's flickering, sometimes they're not. You know, that's just how they are. They just act different. Their hormones are just going crazy. So doesn't mean they're sick. So sometimes you just gotta trust nature, trust it. They're probably fine. They don't all go on the same cycle all the time. It just so happens when you kick that buck out and it's that time of year, they just somehow go on the same cycle that week or 2-week period. So, but knowing your animals, I know like number 3, tag number 3, her name, I don't know her name, got her name somewhere. She will act sick, almost look sick when she's in heat. And I have another one who just can't stop mounting other goats. And she's got tons of energy and she's just running and running like a buck. She'll act like a buck. They're just all a little different, so knowing your animals is important. So, I don't know, hope that helps.